Hey guys. Hey Danny, Mandy, Paul. Okay. Can you guys see and hear me? It's not. Hi Mandy.
Hit him. How are you?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Pretty
Just
good. Getting ready for Eric Day.
yeah. Running this first Q&A in a while. Yeah. Kind of missed a few. Been trying to work
Yeah, okay.
on the marketing stuff
Yeah.
while providing support, in the chat. So that takes up a bit of time.
Yeah. You're very full on in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still can't work out that bit, so that's the question I'll be asking about.
Yeah. Well, that's what this Q&A sessions are for.
Yeah,
For you
that's
guys
what
to
I
ask
thought. I thought I
questions.
don't understand it, but I'll just wait till today. So yeah.
Yeah. You can ask away. I mean, it's fine. We're on.
Ah, we're all
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
So I looked at that video you sent me, but you've
Okay.
got in the chat bit that using Authy code. So where is it? So it's under the 2A. It says, quick note, you should use Authy instead of Google
Yeah.
Authenticator to secure your Binance QA.
Yeah.
But in that video, it's using Google Authenticator, and then even when it's saying whitelist your accounts and stuff, it asks for your Google authorization number. So I'm not
It's
sure how to.
it's the same thing. I mean, you just go into the
Oh,
options in Binance and like instead of Go Authenticator, you just choose a different authenticator. And you
I
just
thought it just said have this, or it just turn it on or off.
no, there's like an option. I can't use Binance because I'm in New York. So
Okay.
I had somebody film it for me, but I'm sure there's an option in like security settings. If you go into like settings, security, there's
Yeah, well,
gonna
that's
be an
what I
option.
did.
Yeah, there should
Okay,
be an
I'll
option
pull
for
it up.
something else.
I'll pull it up because I'm pretty sure there wasn't. But Mike, are you on Binance?
No, I'm in the
Binance
US,
either.
so I can't do
Okay, you
Binance.
can't do Binance either. Okay, I'm just struggling with a section of it. All right, I'll pull it up while you guys are talking, and I'll see if and I'll share screen maybe if I can't
Yeah.
find it.
I think it's
Yeah.
set to share, if I'm not mistaken. I think you can do it. Hold on. I'm just gonna share the time. Oh, okay. Here you go. Now you can share. Okay, cool.
That's all right. Yeah, I'll pull it
Yeah,
up and then
go ahead. Yeah.
yeah.
Just put up the section. I guess I can try to find it
Yeah,
in there. I mean, I'm sure it's in there somewhere.
that's all right. I'll see if I can find it.
I mean, you can also, I guess, like just go to YouTube and just type in, setting up Althi on Binance, and that's it. And you'll get like a video.
Setting up, what was it? Sorry.
Setting up
Authy on. Oh,
Althi to a Fay on Binance. Just type that into
okay.
into
Yep. And then
YouTube.
that might.
Yeah, and there's definitely like a bunch of videos of people setting up Authy on Binance. And you just
Okay,
and you
cool.
just follow exactly along like how they do it, and that's it.
Yep.
I mean, that's
Got
how
it.
most of the times like I can't even access Binance, so that's how I made those videos, because I
Yeah,
can't actually
okay.
use it. I'm in New York,
Yeah,
so
okay.
I'm not allowed to. They even detect me through a VPN because I used to use Binance all the time out of New York
Yeah.
until they closed that little VPN loophole, and now they find me like even through the VPN. Yeah, so.
Okay. All right,
I'm
cool.
not sure
I
how,
will.
but somehow they do it. They got some kind of hacker thing that they're running, and like that's it. Maybe, yeah. Hey, Paul. Yeah.
All right, I'll check it out.
Ronald House. Okay, sure. All right. Ronald wants to record the meeting as well. I mean, I'll be uploading the replay anyway, to like my little YouTube channel. So, but whatever. I guess if you guys want to record it, that's fine. No problem. What up, Trey?
Hey,
Pretty good, pretty good. You know.
Is it just starting?
Yeah. Started like 5 minutes ago. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just gonna go until you guys run out of questions, but whatever. We'll see how it goes. There's no formal like time limit or anything. We just gotta hang out.
Hi, Trey.
Hey, how's it going, Mandy?
Hi, good thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm echoing on somebody's thing. Yeah, somebody has speakers on or something.
Paul Scott on my screen.
Yeah. Oh, what up?
Is that working?
No.
Okay, that might be me. I'll close this
Yeah,
up.
well, yeah. Mine use headphones or something. It's echoing off your speakers, I think, your microphone. Yeah, that's what that
is. Sorry for repeating myself all the time. Yeah, I had myself open on another computer because my main one is getting very old.
Right.
And but I've closed it now. So this any echo should not be from me, I believe.
So that, well, yeah. See, it's good now, right?
Who knows?
Oh, no, still there. Still echoing.
I'll shut up.
Yeah, it's from the other side. I mean, you can still type your questions and I'll answer them, like in the chat. You just do that. That's cool. While you figure out the audio issues on that side. You do that. All right. So how's everybody doing? Who got questions? Who needs assistance with the process?
So I think I'm pretty much, I kind of understand a lot of it. I think I get confused basically off of how do we kind of figure out which farms, I guess, to select, like which pools to select.
Oh, it depending on your risk like profile. Like, what do you want? Do you want just stable income and you don't care like what the tokens are? Or, you know, do you want to like go into like Bitcoin, Ethereum, like blue chips and get a little more return, but you know, obviously there's gonna be more risk, more fluctuations. Or do you want to go into like the new farms, you know, the hot new ones, the ones that, you know, are kind of empty still. So I mean, I can't figure that out for you, obviously.
Yeah, no, I think it's just kind of like a new just a newbie thing,
is being
where
recorded.
it's just like trying to figure out like how to even select like certain farms basically.
What do you mean how to select?
Like I don't know, like basically during the demo you had something pretty much that was showing like the amounts of like Stella versus, you know, like some other farm or whatever, like that whole like price section, that it was different. And then he was like,
Okay.
basically you can gain something because this one has more or something like that. I think I'm confused in that area of it. I'm sorry, I don't really know all the like the terminology of it, but basically it's just like certain sections of it. I just don't know how it looked like. You can look at it and see like, okay,
Like
this one.
what section are you up to now? Like what's the lesson that you're doing? Let's start with that.
I'm actually at the point to where I'm like investing in farms. I actually did some stuff with Pulsar. I did some stuff with Pulsar already, but I just noticed that the percentages are very low. So every time I look at it, it just moves like by like 1 cent. So yeah, I had it for like a couple days. I noticed it was very low. So that's what I was trying to determine. Like, am I selecting the right farms? Because I looked at some of the percentages and I was just like, yeah, this is not kind of.
The percentages like that you see on the farms on the main page, those are like the averages that they, you know, estimate. They change all the time. It's like they just take the, I think, 24-hour like volume and they estimate the percentage based on that. There's a whole big formula. If you're interested in like how that's calculated, you know, you can ask in the Discord, the StellaSwap Discord. You guys should have gotten, you know, instructions in the lessons also how to join that. There's definitely a link to join that. So if you have any questions like about, how like StellaSwap formulas work and all that stuff, anything outside of the course, you can ask there, like in the general chat. They usually reply. Yeah.
So now I'm looking at it now. I think what I'm talking about is like the reward section. Basically, how do you kind of,
Okay.
I think I get a little confused when looking at that because I know the numbers are kind of different as far as like the value of it have like different meanings too. So
you mean like when you look at the Pulsar piece, like and all the like APYs and the rewards?
I'm not sure if it's just Pulsar. I feel like it's all of it.
Well, it's basically right now at the moment it's Pulsar farms and stablecoin farms. That's it. There's nothing else. Like that's all there is in StellaSwap. The V2 they migrated away from V2 into V3 into Pulsar. Yeah, so it's either you're farming the Pulsar farms or you're putting your money in the stable pools. That's it. Those are the only two options. So I'm not sure exactly which ones you're referring to. Use. So you basically know how to do it. You just don't know which ones to pick. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, basically.
Okay. All right. I mean, if you want, like my strategy is basically like I go 80% like stable farms and then like 20% blue chips. Like for example, there WBTC Glimmer in Pulsar. Just pick that one. Or if you want like the newest stable coin, like the newest farm, see right there, there's a new one, D20 Glimmer that just opened up. And you can sign up to their like Twitter and they usually do announcements like, oh, we're doing this farm this week, that farm this week. And you just, get into those. Yeah. Yeah. There's also, for example, like IBTC dot, that's Bitcoin and Polkadot. That's like super blue chip and, it's still like 30%. So, I mean, it's up to you really. I don't know which ones like you like, what your like risk strategy is, right? I mean, you can go all 100% stable coins. And then there's no risk. It's just you'll get whatever you get. That's it on your stables. And you don't care really about fluctuations in the market. It's like, stable. Yeah. Let's see. Oh.
And then also it seemed like everything was kind of moving over to like Pulsar too, because I seen like a lot of things.
It's not seeming. It is moving to Pulsar. They're migrating to Pulsar. What do you mean?
Yeah,
it doesn't seem like that. It is like that.
That's exactly why I just went straight for Pulsar because it was like I'm seeing a lot of things that were just like if they're retiring and things like that. So I was just like, I don't even want to kind of dip into the stable thing because it looked like it's all going to Pulsar.
No. Stable is a separate AMM. It has nothing to do with Pulsar. It's two separate like mechanisms. There's a stable AMM, automatic market maker, and then there's the Pulsar AMM. That's it. The V3 one.
Okay.
Yeah, they're completely separate. They have nothing to do with each other. I mean, you could trade among them. They're connected that way. But in terms of liquidity, it's two separate like pools. Yeah.
So all of the stable ones are just under the V2.
Yeah, basically. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's easy. You just go to farm, right? So let's say like earn. You see when you go to earn, you drop down and you see like here, I'll show you. Let me share my screen actually. Hold on, let me see if I have any stuff on there.
Excuse me, Vadim, can I just confirm that you said you're recording it? You'll be able to send us a video of this.
Yeah. I'll upload it to my YouTube and I'll put and I'll put a link in the chat. Basically, you're in the Telegram, right?
I haven't worked it out yet. But
okay, cool. Yeah, I'll put a link up there.
No worries. It'll be on record somewhere.
Yeah. I'm recording everything. Yeah, so you can like review this. Go back and forth. It's always useful. Yeah, I gotta put some other Q&As up on that same channel because I've been dealing with some Google things, verifications and blah blah. But anyway, yeah, trade. Yeah, so you just pick like basically the one you want. 1 second here. Let me actually share my screen here. 1 second. Share. Okay. All right. So whatever. Yeah, so here we go, right? Yeah, you can even like sort them like this. You go to blue chips, see, and it's all blue chips farms, like DOT, Glimmer, USDC Glimmer, Ethereum Glimmer, and Glimmer is the main token of Moonbeam. There's USDT that's stable with DOT, so you have like half stable coin farms, right? Only one half moves, right? Like Bitcoin Glimmer, Bitcoin. That's basically from another parachain. Or you could
So
go
you see-
parachain, like native tokens, see? Right here. Yeah.
So can you go back to the blue chips? Or even right here, this is fine. You see under
Yeah, just pick one right here. I mean, they're pretty good. Like,
you see under reward.
yeah.
I was trying to
This-
figure out like what's the difference. You see how all of these have like a different like Stella, it kind of remains the same, but the rest of them kind of changes.
Yeah,
That's what I
yeah.
was trying to figure out, like,
That's the daily rewards, basically. That's like this whole pool gets this per day. See what I mean? Like 3,000 Stella per day plus 2.5K Glimmer per day, right? And then those tokens are split up between all the people in this pool.
So what
Right,
I'm saying
that's
is
it.
basically when I look at that, I was trying to figure out if that means that I should pretty much, how can I explain this? If that means I should, since Stella says like 3 point something, should I put in the opposite coins because it seemed like it's full at that point?
No, dude, the rewards have nothing to do with what you need to put in. That's the reward. That's what you get on your
Okay.
fund. That's it. You're putting in this right here, dot glimmer or ETH glimmer or whatever, Yeah.
All right.
And like, it's fine. Like check out the videos, the lessons on Pulsar. There's detailed instructions there on how to like balance this, funds, how much of each like to put in.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was trying to figure out because I remember
Yeah,
watching
yeah,
that.
it's in the lesson, man. It's in there.
All right.
I
Thank you.
added it. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, and then so check this out. So see, like earn, we got Pulsar V3, right? That's like farming. Then see stable and V2 farms. So there's still some V2 farms that people are still in. I mean, I don't know why, right? So you could just do that. Like if you want to go to the pool, that's right here, right? So you go to like stable and V2 farms. No logging in. Right, see? And you see the stables right here. Try pool, USDT pool, my pool. And there's like one V2 farm still left. Well, Glimmer. I'm actually still in there. It's great. I don't know. I like it. So I mean, you could do all three. You can do like Well Glimmer, like try pool, and then just go to Pulsar, bam, and just like do the rest. Yeah, this thing keeps asking to log in. Yeah. So I don't know, Trey. That help?
Yeah, I think it's
Yeah,
because honestly, yeah, it helped because I thought everything was just moving to Pulsar. That's what I was pretty much coming to the conclusion.
Well,
like,
everything is Pulsar, basically from V2 to V3, but like the stable farms, they're not moving. They're staying as they are. That's it. So, and there's almost no V2 at this point. It's all V3. It's just more effective, concentrated liquidity. Anyway, let me stop sharing that. All right, cool. So, anybody else with any questions, concerns, issues?
This may be a silly one because I haven't really got stuck into the study yet. But just looking at some of those percentages, some of them are quite high.
Yep.
So that is a yearly interest rate. Is that correct?
Yeah. Yes. APR.
Yeah.
Annual percentage rate. Yeah.
Yep. If you have some cash, whatever it is, Bitcoin deposited in that, and then you're picking up that type of interest, the higher ones, you'd have to consider that fairly risky, wouldn't you?
It's the more risk, more reward. I mean, that's all it is.
Okay, that's fine. Is the interest, does it compound or is it
No, yeah, you have to withdraw it. Yeah, they're working on automated software, like third-party solutions like Gamma, where you'll be able to do that, where they'll like collect the rewards and they'll auto like redeposit them into the farms and compound. Yeah, so that's
Right,
coming.
so
That's coming. Yeah, once
that's
they put
coming,
it
so
out.
you
Yeah.
compound in the future.
And like in terms of risk, like I don't know if you've got up to the concentrated liquidity module yet, right?
Sorry, I'm right at the basics.
Yeah, all right. So once you get there, I address all of that basically. There's like multiple factors involved in risk, right? Like if you go to stable farms, there's literally no risk. Nothing moves. You get like the percentage that's there and that's it. You just forget about it, right? Then plus, if you go to like tokens that do move, right? Like Bitcoin, Ethereum, for example, right? The price does move. Then, some risk goes in there, but it's only the percentage changes of like the pair that you own, right? Like how much you owe like Ethereum or Bitcoin in the Ethereum Bitcoin pair, right? So, I mean, if you plan to hold both for the long term, you don't really care that much what it moves to in dollar terms, right?
Okay, another question is if you're holding the okay, so if you're doing Bitcoin, you're getting the interest off it when you actually hold that Bitcoin. You're technically holding it, so if it goes up, you're getting the value of it going up, and if it goes down, you're losing. Is that correct?
Well, see, like once you get deeper into the course, like there's a theory section which explains exactly
okay,
how,
no, that's fine.
how
Look,
liquidity
that's
pools
my
work and all
problem.
that.
I haven't.
Yeah, like once you go
I'm
through the
just saying
course,
I haven't
I
got
get
that
into
deeper
all
in
of
the
that.
course,
Yeah,
so I won't ask any more questions
no,
like
no,
that.
you can ask. Yeah, it's fine. I'm just saying, that's the answer. It's in the course. I have actually a whole module on theory where it's like displayed in slides how liquidity pool works. Like once you watch that lesson, like that will answer your question basically.
Yeah,
because
that's great. I won't ask these questions because it's slowing all the other guys down.
That's fine. Yeah, we can. There's, we don't have that many people anyway, so it's fine. I'm sure. We'll get to everybody. Yeah, but I mean, the short answer is you don't really hold the Bitcoins. For example, if you want to provide, let's say, Bitcoin dot, right, liquidity. So when you get in that pool, you're holding some part of it in Bitcoin, some part of it in dot, and that percentage constantly changes based on the price of both assets, right? Like that. That's how that works. Yeah.
Yep. Beautiful.
Yeah, and but I mean, if you're in the stable farm, you're only holding like USDT, and that's always $1, so nothing changed for you there. It's super easy. Then it's just whatever you put in plus percentage. That's what you get. That's like the easiest thing to understand. Once you get into the two moving tokens, right, that you provide liquidity for, that's a bit of a different ball game. Put it this way.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. All right. Who else? Takers, yeah, no.
Yeah, I'm just still struggling trying to find how to do this Binance 2FA thing, because when you go into the screen itself, where is it? It only option is to enable or not. Yeah.
All right.
So I'm just trying to find.
Can you share your screen? I mean, or do you have like sensitive
yeah.
financial information there?
Oh no, I'm starting. If I share screen, share.
Yeah, you're definitely allowed.
And then in Binance there. So
because I haven't been to Binance.
Yeah. So all I can do is turn it on or off, or I can manage it. And if I manage it, it just says enable it or not.
Now let's see. Yeah, you could probably do that. Authenticator app. Okay.
So then that's just using the Google Authenticator. Oh, Binance Authenticate. Yeah, Binance. Yeah. So it's not using.
You get very from an app like Google Authenticator Binance. Basically Authy is in that list. So just enable.
Okay. So just enable. So I just follow it as normal.
Yeah. So let's see. So enable. Well, yeah, you're gonna have to do that. Yeah, why not?
All right.
Nobody else has questions anyway. We might as well.
I'll stop share. Yeah.
Let's try to do it.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah. So you just go.
I'll keep going with that. Yep. Cool. Thanks.
Yeah. And I think they'll ask you to put in the code, then, type in the code from the app. So instead of looking at Google Authenticator, just look on Authy. That's it.
Okay. All right. I'll keep working on that while others have got questions. Yep. Thanks.
I think they all use the same protocol, these apps. They just call differently, like Google Authenticator, Authy. It doesn't really matter as long as it's that algorithm that they both use. Should be fine. Yeah. All right. So we got that sorted. Yeah. Sessions are useful.
So I also had another question about the LP tokens. So I don't know if that changed as well, but I was going through it, and when I tried to change my LP, my USDC tokens to the or funds to the tokens, it just kept popping up as zero. Like none of the money would go over to that. So maybe I can show you on my screen.
Yeah, I got it, man.
It wouldn't go over. So I just left it alone. I just thought it was maybe something I need to mess with.
Zeribe, can you mute yourself? I think somebody's talking in the background.
Mm-hmm. Oh, was an 11th of it then.
Yeah, go ahead, man. Show it.
Yeah, 1 second. Let me see if I can.
All right.
No, for some reason.
What do you mean, like when MetaMask was popping up, asking you
Yes.
like how much you want to authorize? Dude, that's
Yeah.
like 5 people asked about that bug in the Telegram chat. Like, you know, you should have just checked it out. You have to click use default when MetaMask pops up, like how much you want to authorize. That's your problem.
No, but it was
Huh?
so when you first get in and you have to change like the funds into the token. I'm saying I don't know if they upgraded that to where you don't have to do it anymore, but when you have to go and find the link for the USD multi and then put that in there so it can become the tokens, I would do that and it says
You don't need to do that. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
fine.
I figured they probably updated it.
Nah, you don't need to do that anymore. You just go into like, you know, if you want to put in the stable farms, you just go into liquidity pool, you know, deposit it, you know, and that's it. You just stake the tokens. That's all.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't have to add it. That's mostly was for like people who wanted to move from like MetaMask to MetaMask with Trezor, right? Some people had that, and I kind of asked them to not do that anymore because like it's just, you know, too much hassle. You're better off just doing it right away with the Trezor, like whatever. Yeah, that's what that was for. So
All right.
anyway, yeah, so you're good. Yeah, you don't need to actually like that's to like display those tokens in your MetaMask, which you don't need to do. It's fine. You can do everything through like StellaSwap interface. So it should be all good. Yeah, just go on. You don't need to even like for like stable farms or stable pool. You don't need to change it into like multiple stable coins or anything like that. Like either one of those 4 works, right? Like let's see. What are the 1 second. Stable. Yeah, like if you have anything, Frax, USDT, USDC, you just go in there into that tripool. And they'll automatically like, you know, give you the proper LP token.
Oh,
So yeah, you're good. All right, cool. That handled that. Yeah, I know I gotta update the V2 lessons at some point, you know, like take out everything else except like the stable farms and that's it. But I guess that's later. Technically, there's like 1 V2 farm still there, so people can use that.
yeah, because I went in there, I was looking for the I think it was like 4 farms that was together that you was talking about, and I'm just like, this thing doesn't exist no more.
Yeah, dude. This platform changes so quickly. I can't really, I don't have time to like update it like every week, you know. Like I barely had time to update it to Pulsar once that whole thing came out. So technically all the farms are Pulsar now, and there's a separate module. So, you know, the course is good to go. The only thing you would need anything else besides Pulsar is just a stable farm. That's it. So later I'm probably gonna remove all that stuff, like reshoot the stable farm piece with all the latest token names, right? So people don't get confused. Yeah, plus I gotta reshoot that whole wallet fix thing. Freaking Brave changed the whole interface again. Like they change it every week. When am I supposed to update it like every week? All these videos, like I would just spend all my time, you know, upgrading the course, you know, not actually selling it. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm trying to work on this marketing and do the support and keep the course like viable, right? Like kind of juggle all 3 things same time. So far, you know, so good. It's fine though. I'm almost done with the marketing stuff. So I'll start updating the course and putting out some things. I gotta add the lesson for those cross-chain swaps that I was showing Erica how to do. It looks like they're much easier to use than the bridge, right? So I gotta put a lesson on that. And it solves the whole Glimmer problem, right? Because you can swap straight to Glimmer from like any, you know, from Ethereum. From like a token Ethereum to like Glimmer on Moonbeam. You know, that's pretty helpful. Because that swap for gas tool is not the greatest. There's always some problems with it. Anyway, what's up, Mike? How's it going?
How's it going, man? Appreciate the course, dude. That's awesome. I promise no cracking questions, man. I'm sorry about that, dude.
You can ask whatever questions you want.
Man.
You know, I got no problems answering any questions.
That was crazy, man.
That's what the Q&As are for.
Kept forgetting you were in Brooklyn, man. I was like, why am I asking this dude about
Yeah.
Kraken
No,
all
I
the
mean,
time?
I would love to be using Kraken myself. I'm not a huge Coinbase fan, but since that's like the only option at all for me, it is what it is. But I mean, so far I have pretty good experience with Coinbase. Never had problems. They put me into their like Coinbase One beta program where you pay $30 a month and you get 24/7 phone support and email
Oh, nice.
support and $1 million like fund insurance. So maybe I'm spoiled by Coinbase. I guess they like me or
Hey,
something. So
right.
like I like literally never had any. I mean, knock on wood. Obviously, I don't want to jinx myself and get reviewed. But so far, like with Coinbase, as long as you do like crazy things, like 30 grand a day or something, they're not gonna like block you or whatever. I mean, I've been doing like $1,000, $2,000 a day, no problem. Like they don't call, they don't email. I put it on Authy, so everything is like to a face. Nobody can steal anything. It's on my phone. Like, yeah, they're solid. I mean, Coinbase, and they work everywhere. Unlike Kraken, they work in all 50 states, multiple countries. So, and for the rest, there's Binance, right? That's the biggest one. Yeah. So, are you in the farms already? Like, what are you up to?
I'm working my way there, man. I'm almost there. I was just studying through the how to add liquidity and stake
Oh,
the LP
okay.
token. So
All right. So you're in the meat, so to speak, of the course. That's
yeah,
the
waiting for
hands-on.
my funds to clear
Yeah.
through Kraken and all that.
Don't get confused by the token names in the lessons that no longer exist, because these things like change so quickly. People are always like, oh, where are these tokens? Like, it's not the tokens. It doesn't matter what the tokens names are. They change all the time. If it's not like, USDC.MAD, it's USDC.WH wormhole. Like, what? It's still USDC. It doesn't, didn't change the nature of the token, right? Or if it's like some other one, like not ETH.MAD, now it's like ETH.WH, right? Still Ethereum, still same token, just a different bridge. And either way, like I recommend people when they bridge over that they swap to, like native assets, for example, if they don't need to be in bridged assets. Because, last time that was the problem. A lot of people were in that .MAD, whatever, those Nomad assets. And then Nomad Bridge got like hacked. They didn't get hacked. He basically got robbed by one of their employees, right? Because they had no like, controls in place. And the guy just basically like got in there. Like some firm found a bug. The guy didn't report the bug, the employee. And then he like quit. And 2 weeks later, surprise, surprise, the whole bridge got ripped for like 300 mil or something like that. Yeah. And then people who are holding those like bridge tokens got left holding the bag. So yeah, that's why, I prefer more like decentralized and trustless. Yeah, but don't worry, the new bridge wormhole doesn't have those holes. They already got hacked for 300 mil like a year ago. So, and basically their owners, the Jump Capital, this big trading people, they made everybody whole. They just took out 300 mil and they sent it in. And that's it. Bridge was up and running next day. Wormhole. Yeah. But after that, they put in control. So basically there's always like 20 to 30 like watchers that watch the bridge, and they have a button that freezes all transactions, if anything. So if they see anything weird, they press a button, everything stops, and then they sort it out. So there's that, right? Plus they put a hard cap. I think it's like $10 million per day in bridge volume. So they can't lose more than 10 mil. Like if the worst case scenario, like everything blows up, 10 mil max is the like thing, then it stops, Yeah. And they got the I think like a $1 million bounty going on the Unify or something like that to hackers to find holes. So yeah, so wormhole is good now. That being said, I still prefer to keep assets in native like tokens, right?
Yeah.
Like not like .wh, .w, whatever. Like, like go into native assets, like for example, Frax, right? Or whatever, USDT, that's also native. Native on Moonbeam. So yeah, that's always like, I guess just cleaner way, to store things. Yeah, not that USDC is going anywhere, or wormhole. I mean, they recovered from that thing. It's great. Yeah. So.
Hey, Vadim, that part you mentioned about helping Erica, was that in the Telegram chat, or where when you were talking about?
Which one?
You mentioned something earlier about helping Erica on because you said the switching over on the gas or something.
I think she's good now. Yeah, I think.
No, I meant, did you teach her that in there? Is that something we can look at and copy, or we're? He was thinking of adding it to the course. I'm not sure. You kind of
Oh,
mentioned.
you mean that cross-chain swap?
Yeah, the
Yeah,
cross chain.
yeah. I haven't added it to the course, but it's super easy. You just go in the swap tool, and now there's a new option called cross-chain swap. That's it.
Oh,
See, is
right
that?
on.
Yeah, I mean, it's like a 30-second lesson. I guess I gotta add it because but it is kind of a new thing. That's why I didn't really add it to the lesson because like the bridge basically does the same thing. This is
Okay.
like another way to do it. Instead of
Okay.
it's a different tech completely. Instead of like the bridge where it burns one token and then issues another token. That's kind of how the bridge works. This is a little different. This kind of like routes very quickly. It's a little different like tech. Yeah, it's
Cool.
better technically. It's just kind of like a
Okay.
virtual ledger that just keeps track of like what's what on each chain. Like Axelar. Yeah, and it's much better. But yeah, you can definitely use it. It's super easy. You just select like from the drop down menu the token that you have. I don't know. Let me put it here. Let me share my thing so you guys can see. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, there's share. So yeah, so like swap. I don't know. Yeah, like see new cross-chain swap. So if you go to swap, just go here, cross-chain swap, and bam. It's like super easy. You basically select the blockchain token to blockchain token. That's it. And it supports like all these networks. See? Yeah, see swaps coming soon. Osmosis, Kajira. Yeah, that's what they're planning. All this stuff. Yeah. Yeah. See Kawa, Cielo. Yeah, the biggest ones like Avalanche, Polygon, Optimism, Arbitrum, Ethereum. You guys mostly need just Ethereum because you're not really doing any of those other farms. I might make those modules later on. So for example, if you're going from Kraken, you just see right here, select Ethereum, USDC, if that's your token, and then like Moonbeam, and you can go to like Glimmer, straight to Glimmer. See? Bam. And that's it. Just submit and go. One-click swaps. Yeah. And this way you have gas right away. See? When you're doing it for the first time. That way, because you do need Glimmer to function on Moonbeam. Kind of like you need ETH to function on Ethereum to pay the gas fees, transaction fees. Yeah. Yeah, I gotta add it. I got a whole list of my to-do list of things to do and things to add. And plus there's another on-ramp I found lately, which is through PayPal. You can now buy crypto like Bitcoin or ETH with PayPal and like send it to your MetaMask or send it to your Trezor. Yeah. Directly from PayPal or Venmo. Yeah. You can even send crypto to like other PayPal or Venmo like owners directly with no fees. Yeah, man. So PayPal is getting into crypto big time. Like it's not on the news, but it's huge. I mean,
that's the sign, man. The signs you're talking about.
Yeah, like BlackRock is getting into freaking the game. Fidelity, Vanguard, PayPal, Deutsche Bank is filing for a crypto like custody license. I mean, they're all saying one thing on the news, but like outside of the news, they're doing completely different things. Like, why would they be trying to get in if the space is about to like implode? Like, because they know that this is like this bear market is a once in a lifetime opportunity to get in on all these coins on the bottom. And then when the bull hits, bam. What do you think I'm doing? I'm just grinding on this course, trying to like make it as good as possible. And then, using the money from selling this course to build up my portfolio for the bull run, and I do half into yield farms, half into portfolio. That's my split, So I'm growing my passive income and growing my portfolio of like 12 tokens. I mean, not financial advice. I can share which tokens I can be transparent. I don't care, like, but it's all risk. I mean, I know this project. That's why I know they're going to go up in the bull run because the infrastructure stuff always does. I mean, one of the tokens, obviously Stella, right?
Right.
Another one as well. For example, Moonwell, which is also great. Like if you want to max out like your money, for example, you can actually borrow, but I guess it's over collateralized. Yeah. So that wouldn't work in like a traditional sense of borrowing money. Like you use those services, like lending services. If, for example, you want to just, the bull, Danny's asking, when you want to just like borrow like fiat against your crypto without cashing out the crypto for tax reasons, some people do that. Like if you're holding ETH, there are services you can put the ETH as collateral and withdraw like 60% of that in USDC, right? And then you take that USDC and you deposit it into a StellaSwap farm. And now you're making 14% on that USDC, right? While still having your ETH staked somewhere else. And you can use that as a collateral. So you can, like, there's all these like strategies you can stack, right? You can get like 7% on ETH staking through like Rocket Pool. Then they'll give you like Rocket ETH, and you can stake that into some other farm and get another like 5-6%. So yeah, there's all kinds. Then that's going to think the bull will hit. I mean, I don't have a crystal
you, man.
ball or anything. No problem. I mean, I'm hoping it'll hit like in October, September, but we'll see. We'll see. I mean, the bankless guys think that the bull is going to hit early this year, like because basically the bear market started like 6 months early. So now they're thinking the bull is going to hit 6 months early. But to be honest, I don't want the bull market to hit quite yet. Like I'm not in the position that I want to be, yet. I want to, expand my portfolio as much as possible and get in the farm as much as possible before that happens, because then everything gets expensive, right? And then my whole thing is buy low, sell high, right? Like, and the buying low part happens now, not in the bull run. When it's the bull run, it's too late. You're kind of, miss the boat. Might as well wait for the next one. Yeah. So that's why most people tune out during bear markets, because it's boring. It's like nothing is really happening. It's not going up. It's not going down. It's kind of like, Bitcoin is at that 29, 30, whatever K, crabbing in that range. Nothing else is going on. But actually, that's a mistake, see, because that's when you get out. That's when you miss the signals, the takeoff signals. And by the time you realize this, it's on the mainstream news, it's too late. That's the time to sell. By the time Kramer is talking about buying into Bitcoin, that's a sell signal. That means sell now. Everything. Yeah, when your taxi driver asks you about Bitcoin, that's a sell signal. Gotta get the hell out then, man. Like as soon as, like last bear, man, it worked like clockwork, man. This driver, like this Uber driver, I was like, man, Bitcoin is looking great. How do I get in? I'm like, oh, hold on a second, sold. I'm like, literally right there in the car. I'm like, 1 second. Yeah, you're too late, guy. But thanks for the signal, though. I sold everything. Yeah, I'm in USDC now. Thanks for that. And like a week later, everything just cratered, man. I was like, damn it, I should have put a short on. Damn it, I could have made money on this actually. Shoot, but it is what it is. But I don't know about the short thing. That's a little strong. But selling your stuff into the stables, that's always a good idea. Like one of my friend traders says, you never go broke taking profits, right? It is what it is. You got to take profits. Can't wait for like the top and get greedy. That's how people lose everything. I've lost everything a couple of times, but that's crypto, baby. You get zeroed out, you get back in there, make it all back. But anyway, yeah, talk about strategy here. Anybody have a question about the course?
I'm still going through, like, most of this is over my head.
Yeah, it's fine.
What sort of, how much do you sort of suggest as a brand newbie? Like I've got, money sitting in savings, but do you?
Well, first you want to get comfortable. That's what you want to do.
Yeah,
you want to start with like $100,
Yep.
something you like, you don't care about.
Yeah.
Just because the math is the same. It doesn't matter. Like you don't need to put in big amounts and get stressed out, get nervous.
Yeah.
People are like, oh, is it going to bridge over? Is it going to route? Oh, am I going to lose? Like if you lose $100, nothing will happen to you. You're fine. You're not going to be on the street, with a cup, right? I mean, it's $100. You're fine. Yeah, it's unpleasant, obviously. You can start with 50. That's fine too. I mean, whatever. I mean, I could probably do with $20 if I really have to, but yeah, I don't think things are that bad. I mean, $100 is okay. Yeah. And then basically it's like, it's like getting muscle memory. See, like you have to go through the process in the course like a few times, just get $100, get it into your like wallet, send it, bridge it over, right? Make sure, I mean, yeah, the gas is a little expensive, but it is what it is. You got to remember that later you'll be, the price is the same. So it doesn't matter if you're bridging over, $100 or $100,000, the gas is going to be more or less the same. So it doesn't matter, right? And the profits are going to be the same also. So it's very easy math, right? Like you see what you're making. Well, a little bit less, I guess, because if you pile in with $100,000 into a pool, that means, obviously the percentage is going to go down, right? Because like there's no more people now, more people, more money, like same rewards, right? But like generally, if you go with $100 and then you want to, figure out how much you're going to make with 1,000 times 10. That's it. So once you figure out all the math, you're like, oh, I'm making $5 a week, right? On this $100. So if I put in $1,000, guess what? I'm going to be making $50 a week. If I put in $10,000, I'll be making, $500 a week, right?
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, it's not exact, obviously, but like as a rule of thumb, kind of, if you're testing out a pool. Yeah. And I mean, in stable pools, it's much easier to calculate it because it doesn't vary that much. So like, because the price of the token is not varying. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like the value that you're gonna see and the how much you're getting, those are like two different things, because the price of the tokens themselves are like changing. So the value is gonna be changing based on that. Yeah. So yeah, just practice it like driving a car, right? Like getting in, getting out. When you already like are comfortable with the process, then you slowly start to like increase your investment. Like basically. Yeah, there's no
So would you
rush.
recommend just sticking the whole 100 on a stable coin until you
Yeah,
sort
yeah.
of
Just
get
try
used
with
to it?
stable coins. Yeah, then
Yeah.
like do one with the Pulsar farm. Just pick one, right? Just pick either one. Doesn't matter. Just so you get used, because it's different interface for stables and for Pulsar.
Okay.
Like you'll see it.
Yeah.
The Pulsar is the stables is the V2 interface, which is what's in the like old section of the course, which still
Okay.
applies. You still need it for the stable AMM. So like I mean I do have to clean it up, I guess, and take out all the V2 farm stuff. I'll do that later. Yeah, that's
When
one
you
of
get
my
a second, yeah.
yeah, like one of my many tasks on low on the bottom of the list, but it's there, right? Right. The
Yeah.
Pulsar, that's the brand new one. So that's
Okay.
that's all in the Pulsar like sections. Yeah. Like you'll see
Okay, so you
exactly
pick
how to
one
do it.
Pulsar farm, but mainly the
Yeah,
stables,
yeah.
and just work with $100 for
Yeah,
a
you
week
could
or
do even
so,
like
or
50-50.
2
You
weeks.
could do $50 into
Okay.
stables and $50 into like Pulsar, and that's it. And kind of, put it in there, wait a couple of days, like wait until like
Oh,
some
yeah.
profits tick. I mean,
Okay.
and yeah, take it out. Like basically practice like it's like riding a bike, right? You
Yeah.
kind of
Yep.
get the muscle memory like in there. And once you're
So
comfortable,
yep.
just
So it
raise
only
them
needs
out.
like a couple of days, does it? Or do you
Yeah,
do
yeah.
a week?
Don't need
Yep.
no, you don't need to wait a week. I mean, you can take it out anytime. There's
Yeah,
no
but
like
just sort of
time
mix
limit.
it around and yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just
Yeah.
kind of get a feel for it. And that's it. I mean, basically like what I teach is not that hard. Yeah, I just teach people how to get
No.
into the farms, take the money and get out. That's it. That's all I teach. But to do that, you have to kind of jump through some hoops, right? Which is
Yeah.
where the course comes in, and support and Telegram chat and all of that stuff.
All right,
Yeah,
so every 2 days roughly, just try, move something or do something or change something.
because
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
it is tricky when you're doing it first time. It's
Yeah.
it's tough to wrap your mind around it. Some of these concepts are pretty advanced, like impermanent loss, for example. Once I don't know if you got to that theory section, like
No, I just got stuck on that Binance thing. Yeah.
Don't worry, I'll give you some theory there, so you'll understand what the hell is going on. Like what are they doing with my money? Like where is it all going? How's it all
Where's it
working?
going? Yeah.
But I cut it down to like 4 lessons. That's it.
Yeah. Cool.
Like out of 45 lessons, it's 4 lessons of theory. and
Yeah,
36 or 38 of all hands-on, like screen caps.
So is it just sort of like I've done trading and stuff with stakes?
No, it's not trading. It's you providing liquidity
Yeah.
to the exchange. Like it has nothing to do with trading. You're
No.
not trading or
No.
speculating for that matter. I mean,
No.
technically you could, I guess, by picking which farm you want to provide liquidity to, and then you're kind of in that token. So you're trading in that way, but you're not taking the same risk that the traders are. You're kind of
No.
just loaning your funds to the exchange so they can do the trades. And then the exchange kind of makes you like a temporary partner and gives you a piece of the action.
Yeah. Okay.
So we're the market makers, basically. That's what we are. We're the decentralized market makers, kind of like there are market makers on Coinbase or market makers on Binance or market makers on NASDAQ, right? Like with stocks. It's the same principle. Only instead of stocks, they're trading tokens. But it is the same. And instead of like one firm or 2 firms that handle liquidity and make the market, it's all of us via decentralized liquidity pools. See, we are the market makers. They kind of like outsource and decentralize the market making activities. That's the whole point of this DEXI. See?
Cool.
Madam, another general question.
Yep.
When you mention, you can lose something here and there, what are some of the, the very basic sort of scenarios where you can lose? Is that when, say, the crypto market suddenly drops, or is it when it's flat, or what are the things that we should be looking out for and aware of?
Well, that's where the theory section, the impermanent loss comes in. Because basically, for example, if you take on risk and you're not providing the stable coins, right? Which is where you can't lose because it's always a bug. So that's like an easy scenario, right? That's like a zero risk kind of thing, right? But let's say you get into, you provide liquidity for, let's say, Ethereum DOT, right? Pair to trade. If you're holding that pair and then the price of, both of those assets goes down simultaneously, right? Then your position is worth less, right? Because you're going to cash out. They're still going to give you the same amount of, Polkadot and Ethereum, but now it's worth less in dollar terms. So yeah, that's one scenario.
Yeah,
Well,
so that's
yeah, but you don't have
okay,
to.
but
You can just keep holding it, and the price fluctuates up and down, up and down. So you know.
so if you're concerned about something, you see it suddenly drop, then you may consider opting out of that particular coin at the time.
Yeah, well, if that's what you want to do, but I mean, don't forget, it drops in dollar terms, right? Not in that token terms. So you still have the same amount of the token. Like, let's say you have 1 ETH and 1 Bitcoin, right? If both of those go down in price, then in dollar terms, you lost. But you still have the same amount of that crypto, right? Same 1 Bitcoin, 1 ETH. You see what I'm saying? So if you wait 3 days and now the market is like euphoric and the prices go back up, because that's all it is, it's just what people think it's worth, then you haven't lost anything, right? That's what I mean by impermanent loss, right? Because it gets permanent when you take your, take your tokens out and you sell them into dollars at that point in time, right? If you decide to do that, then you lost, right? Because I mean, it was, let's say, $3, then it drops to $1. I'm just simplifying, right? You sold it, now you have $1, right? That means you lost. But if you haven't sold it, it goes back up to 3 and you still have the same. You see what I mean?
Yep. Okay, so that's a basic rule of I would think crypto is
that's like everything, but not just crypto. That's like stocks, anything like bonds, right? If you're kind of holding it and you're providing liquidity and they're using it to trade, you're not really in there to speculate. You're not trying to make money on like that, right? You're making money on the fees, on the APR that they're paying you for using it. So, but if you at that moment decide to stop providing liquidity and take it back into dollars, and in dollars it's less, then you incur a loss, but that's your decision, right? Like if you don't want to deal with that, you could just go into stable farms. That's always $1. That's it. That, then that doesn't apply anymore. Like you just, you have your USDTs, whatever they are, 1,000 USDTs, you take them out, they're still going to be $1,000. It doesn't matter. Like whatever the market is doing. Yeah. So you can mix and match. You can like diversify. See, you can have part of your portfolio in the stable farms, like a part of it in blue chip farms, right? Because it's not as volatile. And you have part in like small altcoins, they're called, right? The smaller tokens, which you get higher return, but there's higher risk, right? Because they're more volatile. The price jumps. So I don't know. I hope that was like helpful.
Yep, that makes sense. And I was thinking diversify, and then you mentioned it, and the rare case that you have an FTX or something like that, bad luck. You've diversified. If you don't diversify, that's your problem.
Well, I mean, the FTX, that was a centralized scam. Like, there's no chance of that happening here because this is a decentralized exchange, not a centralized like black box like FTX.
Oh, right. So you wouldn't even get a
no. That's not a risk actually in this thing. Because
really? Wow.
No, that's impossible, because you, like, with decentralized exchange, you hold the keys at all times to your tokens. The exchange doesn't have access to your funds. It's all automated. So when you provide liquidity, basically you give like access to a smart contracts that put your liquidity into the right pool, provide it automatically to the traders, and give you a percentage. It's all automated. Like nobody has access to your funds. See, that's why it's a DEX.
Very good.
So yeah, and it's on the blockchain. So you can see all the, like, every transaction transparently. Everybody in the world can see it. So they can't just like show you one thing on the little screen and then do another thing in the back end, which is what FTX was doing. See, that's not possible. This is all backed up in real time. It's what's called on chain, and FTX was off chain. So FTX could basically show you a picture that says, look, Paul, you got 10 Bitcoins in your account, right? But in reality, I already went in the back, transferred your 10 Bitcoins to my wallet, and I'm doing whatever the hell I want with your Bitcoins. You see the difference? But you're still,
I get that.
Yeah, but you're still seeing the same pretty picture with 10 Bitcoins, and you think everything is good, right? But StellaSwap can't do that because those Bitcoins are in your wallet. See, so as soon as they try anything, like, well, they can't technically because they don't have your keys. So like, that's not even possible at all. Yeah. So anyway, that was a little DEX versus sex, 101. Yeah, which is why it's so funny when, like, on the news they keep talking about this DeFi protocol stole people's money. I'm like, yeah, okay, all right. You mean FTX? You mean a crypto bank that was meeting up with Gary Gensler, 3 times a week over there in DC? Funny that, huh? And meanwhile, they're suing, like Coinbase, which is like the most compliant, you know, exchange of all time, probably publicly traded, right? But hey, look, criminals, right? Anyway, yeah, Paul. Yeah, so it's all good. Like that. That's not a risk, right? The only risk is if like hackers, you know, hack into the protocols or something happens, some kind of bug. That's why they have the audits. As I was, you know, talking about in my training, they have like the 4 independent audits. They have the bug reward program through Immunify for like 250K. Yeah, so you know they're in good shape there, pretty safe. Yeah, and plus the team would never do that because then the protocol just dies. If you try to hack into, you know, liquidity providers funds, that wouldn't work at all. Yeah. So anyway, yeah. So that's that.
Beautiful. Thank
Yeah,
you.
like you're in full control. That's the beautiful thing about DeFi, right? You control the risk. You control, like in country liquidity, you control the price range at which you want to provide liquidity, right? And that determines your interest, right? You control like your wallet at all times, and it's all transparent, and they keep upgrading it all the time. That's why I'm always running behind my course, because they keep upgrading things and changing things. Like there's only me. Yeah. So yeah, it's great. All right, got that out of the way. All right. Anybody else with some things not clear about?
So I saw that a lot of people in the Telegram was kind of having issues with the Zap thing. Is that something that you're
Zap
looking
thing?
forward to taking out, or
What do you mean Zap?
like an update on the Zap? It seemed like they was having problems with zapping some of their funds.
Yeah, that no, you mean like bridging, dude, not zapping. For the bridge.
I don't know. It was something that I saw inside of the group that they kept talking about. Like they tried to zap something and it wasn't working. Well, I think it's the same. Yeah, it's the same as the bridging.
No. It was just Erica. She was you know, confused with some gas things. So it was fine. Yeah. It was just the bridging. She wasn't sure she was on the right track, I think. Because she's from Ontario, she doesn't have access to USDC. So she was using ETH. She was picking the wrong coin. We solved that already. No, the bridge works fine. It's just I gotta add that Squid router, you know, cross-chain swap as a new lesson. But I'll do that a little later. You know, I gotta do some more testing of it. I mean, it works fine, but you know, I like to stick to things that definitely work, that tested, like the bridge. Yeah. And if anybody has a gas problem when you get on, you could just like message me. I'll send you a glimmer or so. So whatever. Or like 0.4 glimmer. Because sometimes Paul. Yeah, don't worry, Paul. I'll put up a recording of this.
Yeah, I just popped that in. I can't find the chat thing. Oh, here it is. I was just going to say I'll pull out and do some study. And thank you very much for
no
information.
problem.
I really appreciate it.
Sure, yeah. I mean, I'm on the chat and Telegram. So if you have any questions as you go, feel free to ask. You know, that's what the VIP support is all about. You know, like as you go, there's always somebody there, either me or Reese or Dima. You know, we have a whole little team in there. But if anything, I'll always answer the question. Like when I get to it. Yeah, so no worries.
And thanks, guys. Nice to meet some of you visually. Thank you. Catch you later.
Yeah.
Bye.
All right. Take care, Paul.
Bye.
Cool. Anyway, yeah. I gotta add some more MetaMask things, like the whole use default piece. You know, that's all. People asking that a lot, which is also great for this kind of chat. When I see people asking a lot of questions about one thing, then they kind of focus on fixing that thing in the course, you know, either updating the video or putting in updated, you know, instructions into the lesson descriptions. Like I noticed a lot of people don't read the lesson descriptions and they just watch the video and they just go. And then they ask the question and I literally answer that question in the lesson description. They just didn't read it. Because what I do is in the Telegram chat, I see what people are asking. And then, you know, obviously it's hard for me to reshoot the video, but it's like 2 minutes for me to just update the lesson description text. I just, you know, get it in there, but it's fine. I will update those videos though. Like when Zeribi was asking me about changing the Brave wallet setting, you know, to like, they basically renamed the wallet section to Web3 section in Brave. And I was like, come on, like, how is this Web3? Like, seriously, you can't just leave that alone. So now I have to reshoot that whole video, you know, and say, oh, what used to be wallet section is now Web3 section. Like, and click on this and do this, right? I mean, but I'll do it. It's fine. If anything, there's always the Telegram chat where I catch all the questions.
Yeah,
so
because it said
it's
Web
fine.
3, and then underneath
Yeah.
it didn't have none. It didn't have none. It now has something
Yeah, like,
else.
why is it
but-
Web3? Like, there's a picture of a
Yeah.
wallet literally on the thing.
Yeah.
Like, why would you
So
call
I just-
a wallet Web3? Like, like somebody should be fired in their design section. I mean, seriously. Like, this is not Web3. It's a goddamn wallet. So why don't you call it a wallet? That's why people get confused. They're like, huh?
Yeah, well,
What-
that's right. But I just worked out where yours was in the
Yeah,
thing, and then
I mean,
just
you
went,
can
oh, okay,
work
what's
it
Web
out.
3? And then, that's what I
Yeah.
did.
I
And
mean,
I just went,
like,
the last one, there's no none, but I just worked out it's the last
Yeah.
one on the list, so I just chose that. But then
it's
it was
just the problem with
confirmed in
that
chat.
is there was like a little
Yeah.
bug with StellaSwap where people would choose default wallet Brave, and then instead of
Ah,
MetaMask,
okay.
Brave would try to open up a Brave wallet, which obviously is not set up. And then people are like, oh, how do I set up Brave wallet? I'm like, no, you're not supposed to set up the Brave wallet. You're not supposed to even use it. That's why I put in that thing. But now they changed it on me within like a week, so now I have to reshoot that video because people apparently don't read the little text that I put there, but it's fine. And it was funny because I actually put like in the very first thing, the welcome video in my course, read me first.
Read this.
Yeah, and then like big letters, and then in there it said, please read all the lesson descriptions very carefully because the most up-to-date instructions are in there. But it's fine, it's I guess later when I get going with all the marketing stuff, I'll reshoot the videos and I'll rejigger everything and I'll update it so the tokens look the
Big
same as
job
the
there.
tokens on the StellaSwap, but it doesn't really matter. Like when I said in harvesting section, like the token name changes, but the mechanics stay the same. It doesn't matter. It's still, if you want to provide liquidity on Pulsar, it doesn't matter what the tokens are at that moment on StellaSwap. This is how it's done. And then you just choose whatever tokens you want, right? And I mean, and that's why also I don't recommend specific tokens in my course because first of all, it's illegal. That's like financial advice. That means I'm trying to promote some tokens and then people can say, oh, look, Vadim is trying to pump and dump some like tokens on his like unsuspecting students. And I'm like, no, I just show the mechanics. That's it. Like, I don't care which tokens you provide liquidity to, right? Because then nobody can blame me like, oh, look, he's just trying to pump like with his course or whatever, I mean, yeah, I guess I'm pumping like StellaSwap, but is it my fault they're the best on Polkadot, right? I mean, what was I supposed to choose? Number 2 and 3? No, I'm gonna choose number 1, obviously, which is StellaSwap, duh. Yeah, the product is great. I'm not gonna put my face and my name on a course that teaches a failed product or some garbage. So yeah, duh. Yeah, and like Moonbeam, I'm very comfortable with that blockchain versus like some Avalanche or Solana, which go down like every other week completely. Moonbeam hasn't gone down once since it like launched. Solana goes down like every other month. Like imagine those complaints and Vadim, the whole blockchain is down. What do I do? I mean, I don't know. Like, do I run Solana? Like, I have no idea what to do. I'm same as you guys. Like, I have no control of this. Yeah, well, I have control of what I choose though to teach. That's what I have control over. That's why I did the research, before I started this whole thing. And this decision was pretty easy with Moonbeam. It's like cheap and fast. Great, let's go. And decentralized. Can't beat that. They're like StellaSwap. Yep, I know the team. Interface great. Number 1 on Polkadot. 95% of trading volume on across all Polkadot. Yeah, that was a pretty easy decision. Let's go. But anyway, I like talking. Anybody else have questions? Hello, Christine. I think you're muted. You want to unmute yourself? Yeah. I can't hear you, Christine. You're muted.
Unmute. There we go.
There you go.
Hi.
Got it. Hey, Christine.
I'm just getting started, so this all
Sure.
sounds like Greek to me, but
It's once you get in the course, it's all gonna be explained. It's like each lesson builds on the previous one, so it's super simple. You can just go from the first one all the way to the end. Don't need to
Right.
make any detours or anything like that. And if you do, it's gonna explain in the course. Like if you have Coinbase, go to this lesson. If you have like kind of like choose your own adventure type of deal. If you have Binance, go to this lesson. Don't do this
Right.
lesson. So yeah.
yeah,
Well,
that was my actually one and only question for
Okay.
this meeting was I wasn't sure. I'm in Canada
Okay.
and I wasn't sure even what's available to me if it's Coinbase or Binance, and then there's
If you're are you in Ontario?
no, I'm in BC. in
Oh,
British
okay. So you might be able to use Binance. Yeah, that's the easiest one.
Okay.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, I wish I could use Binance, but I can't. I'm in New York.
Okay.
So like I'm not allowed to. I mean, I only can use Coinbase, which is fine.
Right.
Also
Okay.
works. But yeah, Binance definitely is the way to go. It's way easier.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you don't need to bridge anything. Like that doesn't apply to you. You just buy Glimmer and send it to your MetaMask. That's it. Like very
Oh,
easy.
okay.
So you
That
skip
clears
all
that
that.
up. 'Cause I heard you talking about bridging and I wasn't sure what,
Yeah,
you know.
it's not that hard. It's literally
Okay.
one button click thing. It's not like, you
Right.
know, and each lesson there's literally a video showing you exactly how to do it. Like
Right.
me doing it, and you just do the same. Just follow what I do.
Okay.
You
That's
don't
what
need to you don't need
I'm
to
enjoying.
understand how it works, what it's about. Just like
Yeah.
do it. That's it. Hands on, all hands on.
Yeah, I have to say I'm enjoying the course. It's very easy to follow, especially for a beginner. Yeah.
Yeah, that was I designed it for beginners. That was the
Yes.
person I had in mind when I was doing the course. And I do get some intermediate people, I get some advanced people. I'm like, listen, if it's too easy for you, just click forward. You can always click the forward button and go to the
Right.
next one. And I'm like, trust me, it ramps up quickly. Like after module 2, don't worry. Like
Yeah.
it'll definitely be enough for you. And then I've had some advanced people like Franco, he's a trader. So obviously he's, you know, pretty much on my level. And even he was like, oh man, that conscious liquidity module is great. Right. So he you know, he loved it. But still, I'm putting out like a cheaper StellaSwap advanced course, you know, for like $300, but no support at all from me, like zero. Like I just point them directly to StellaSwap Discord where they do provide support. So you guys have access to that as well. In one of the
Okay.
lessons, you'll get a link. So you can get support from me on Telegram chat. Plus, you can join StellaSwap Discord, and their team is there too. So you can ask them questions in general, and they're
Okay.
pretty good at it. They respond. Yeah. And
Okay.
I'm in the chat, like a private Telegram chat with the StellaSwap team. So if anything,
Right.
I have like, you know, direct access to the team. But so far, so good. I mean, the platform's been around for a bit and they're nice and smooth. Not as smooth as obviously Robinhood and things like that, because you know, those are centralized platforms. It's tough to
Right.
compete on user interface with centralized, right? Because
Right.
their drawback is obviously you don't control anything. So it's like, you know, the interface could be a little clunky, but you control everything, or it could be super slick, but you're basically, you know, can't do anything. They can press one
Exactly.
button and you don't have anything. Like, you know,
Yes.
they'll just press a button and then the picture will show 0. That's it.
Yeah.
And
Having
that's-
control is essential.
yeah, like you have to have control. So, you know, I don't think it's such a huge like learning curve, especially with my course and the VIP channel, you know, right? And StellaSwap Discord and these Q&As. I mean, I think I throw enough support.
There's a lot of
at it.
support. Yeah.
Like
for
so
sure.
nobody's ever like left by themselves like, oh no, it's not working, I can't figure out, that's it. No, that's not how this works.
Well,
We
I
press and
have to
press.
say, when you were doing your presentation with Professor Spira,
Yeah.
you did mention no student left behind. and
Yeah,
that was what got me to sign up and
yeah,
pay.
we don't
course.
leave anybody behind if they want to do
let
the
you
work.
know.
If you
Yeah,
don't want to do
for
the
sure.
work and you just want other people to do it for you, well, I'm
Exactly.
sorry, that's not, I mean, I might be
That's
offering
fair.
that as a high ticket service, like $10,000, where I get you there one-on-one or something. Yeah, but you know, I don't think people want to pay that. I think people are willing to put in some work. I mean, come on,
Exactly.
right? And like this
Yeah.
stuff is not quantum physics, okay? Like anybody could figure this out. You just, and plus you don't have to figure it out. You just do what I do. Like that's it.
Right.
Like you just follow along. Just click here, click there, select this, and then and like you know what I mean? Like you don't have to know how the car works to drive it. That's
Mhm.
people like, oh, it's so complicated. I'm like, are you a trader? Are you like a builder? Like, are you running this exchange? Why do you care how it works? It works, trust me. Like you can read, you know, like reviews, independent reviews of the exchange. You can see, make sure everything works. You can read the, you know, reports of the independent auditors, right? That audited the code and said everything is good. Like, yeah, I'm not a coder myself. I don't know how the smart contract work exactly. I'm not in there coding, you know, like token swaps on cross chains. And I don't need to do that. I'm an educator. That's not my business. That's not my
Right.
job. You have to do your job. Like my job is to educate people and get them into the platform and get them making money. That's it. That is literally my only job, and support them as they're kind of, you know, struggling through the course. Because once they get through this, the learning curve is over, bam, then you basically have your own bank that generates you
Right.
money 24/7, and you control the funds at all times. Like,
Mhm.
what is that worth, right? And like where some people are saying, oh, I don't have money. I'm like, well, you know, you could coach others on how to do this and charge them money for it. There you go. That's a business right there. Look, all set
Yep.
to go using the course that I spent 4 years making. So like you can leverage my 4 years of labor for $800 to make, you know, $5,000. Then you take that and you put that into the stable farms, and there you go.
Yeah.
Now you're making income, right? Then you can
Right.
recommend the course to somebody else, and I'll pay you $200 for that. Get 10 people
Right.
like that. Now you made another $2,000. Put that in the farms. See, people like think too small. They're like, oh, I can't do it. Like, yeah, you can always come up with an excuse not to do it. That's easy. Just like, oh, I don't get it. Oh, I give up. Oh, that's like the easiest thing in the world to say, right? Like, just I don't
Yeah.
know how. But what
Yeah.
have you tried? Have you actually like done it? Oh no, but you know it's hard. I'm like, well, you're not gonna know until you do it. It's like
Exactly.
there's like a lot of people like, oh, I don't want to buy this course. It's too hard. I'm like, well, you do have 7 days. You can just get the course, check it out, and maybe it's not hard. Maybe now you're making 60% of your money instead of 3% of your money, right? Like, come on, I think it's worth a try for that. I
For
mean,
sure.
people are just so scared. I'm like, what are you scared about? If it's no
Yeah.
good, don't worry. I'll refund you your money. You have 7 days. You don't like it? Let me know. Bam! Like every single cent appears back in your account. You wasted
Mhm.
whatever 20 minutes of your time. Boo hoo.
Yeah.
I mean, what are you losing? It's a win-win situation. Either it's not a fit and you get your money back, nothing lost, or it is a fit. Now you're making money, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I never
and
say no to like opportunities when, you know, I mean, obviously I check them out. I do my due diligence. You know, I don't want to be scammed, but at the same time,
Nobody does. Yeah.
yeah, you know, nobody likes getting scammed. I've been scammed so many times, and you know, that's why Spiro knows this stuff works. He's been doing it forever. So do I. That's why I'm like, yeah, sure, money back, no problem. Because like I have very few refunds. I mean, literally just some people who like either got into accidents and then needed the money and I gave it back to them, or somebody was just, you know, needed money for like repairing stuff and like I gave it back to me even after like 4 months, like no problem. But nobody like asked me refund because the course sucked. Like I never had that. Like
That's-
everybody had some kind of situation, you know?
Yeah. That's good to know.
Yeah. Some woman just asked me
thank you.
one because, you know, she just didn't want to go through the course. She just got scared. And she started like writing scam on PayPal and stuff. And I'm like, hey, calm down. I got you a refund on the way already. Like, you know, I fire those customers real quick. I don't want any customers that are like that.
That aren't happy. Yeah.
Yeah, they're unhappy. They want to get out. I'm like, whoa. You don't need to do all that. All you had to say was, you know, I want a refund. That's it. And you don't need to raise a big like scandal. Like, what scam? Yeah, Polkadot's biggest exchange is scamming you. What are you talking about? Like this. She was hilarious, man. I was like, hey, here you go, a refund. As soon as I did that, she turned very nice. She was like, oh, thank you so much. I'm like, yeah, it's fine. Yeah, whatever. It's fine. No worries. See, that's the beautiful thing about this business, right? I don't sell shoes. I don't have to like pack the pair, receive like the pair back, you know, put it back on the shelves. No, my product is always fresh, always ready to go. Like no storage fee, no shipping fee, no refund fee, no nothing. It's all good. Like, you know,
Very simple.
yeah, very simple. You know, I select the information and I provide support for people who are, you know, going through the course. That's it. That's the, you know, that's kind of the product that I sell. Very simple, you know, support and an up-to-date course. That's it. Like I've learned you got to keep it very simple. You got to focus on one thing and do that one thing well, because this one thing is hard to do, man. Like oof. The whole course
that's
thing.
the idea.
Yeah, it's
Focus
tough.
on this one thing and do this one thing well. That's
Yeah.
my goal. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I used to focus, I used to be all over the place. You know, I was like, oh, doing this business and that business, that business. And now I'm like, oh yeah, that was the right strategy. I should have focused on one thing, got like super good at that thing, and you know, I would have made way more money. But it's okay. You know, I'm smarter now. Older and smarter, put it this way. Gotta, you know, the age brings wisdom with it, right? So eventually you figure it out. It's like somewhere I read that you have to take in business, you have to take like big risks is one thing, and in investments is the opposite. You know, you take small risks with, you know, big budgets. That's it. Like, you know, with many things.
Okay.
Yeah. And I was always doing the opposite. Well, not anymore. Now I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah. So what part are you up to in the course?
We've got the Brave
Brave
installed.
browser?
Brave browser.
Nice.
And I guess the next step is what comes after the Brave. I don't remember, but yeah, we're still in module 2, I believe.
It's probably first one actually. I think you're in module 1. Yeah. Installing all
module
the
1.
software. Yeah. That's where I have all the tools.
Yeah. Yeah, we're still doing this. We skipped ahead a little bit last evening there and
It's fine.
we kind of were
Just
watching.
don't skip ahead too much though, because you know
Skip ahead.
people tend to get confused if they don't go through kind of the previous lessons.
Yeah.
You know, you have to kind of I designed it like that on purpose, you know, so it builds on each lesson. Because if you just
Right.
skip straight to like, you know, already like working in the farms and you still haven't gotten your money into the farms, right? Into the StellaSwap,
Mhm.
there's no like that makes no sense, because what are you gonna farm? What are you gonna provide?
Exactly.
You have to get your funds from your bank account into StellaSwap. Once
Right.
that's there, now you move on to the actual farming bit, right? Like the same thing to get it back, right? You kind of do a little farming, then the instructions to get it back are not gonna make sense to you, right? Because it's like different for each person. Yeah, but you'll get it. I mean, I've had people that like a little more advanced, they went through the whole course, never even like contacted me. Like that's it. They just like let me know, like, oh, that's it, great course. I went through it, like, you know, but whatever. But they were all crypto natives. They already were like comfortable with sending crypto, and it's really not that difficult. That's why I went for like complete beginners, because nobody's serving that market. Everybody's trying to serve the, you know, the crypto natives, people who have some Bitcoin, Ethereum. Yeah, that's easy. I'm gonna go for that too with that $300 product, right? But you know, like that's already, that market has options, right? Complete beginners though, I haven't found much competition at all. So I was like, great, let's go with that. I don't want to compete, you know, with other people, big companies. And then who's hunting people like that? All the big exchanges are looking for people like that, like Coinbase and Kraken. They want newbies to put their savings at least into their exchanges and earn something, right? Although that's not what I teach, so I don't know how happy they're gonna be with me. I kind of teach students to use them as a pit stop, so you know they're not gonna be making money. But then again, they're still making fees though from like whatever you're doing. So they're still making money off my course technically. So I should be in their good books, I would think, because I am driving kind of traffic to Binance and to Coinbase. So we'll see. Maybe they'll buy out my little course business during the bull run. You know, I'm not too proud. I'll sell. You know, give me a couple of million and I'll think about it for sure. I'll be like, sure, on ramp. Anyway, yeah. So you guys are good for now. No questions. You're just kind of going
we're
through
good
it.
for now. Thank you very much.
Cool.
It was nice meeting you.
Same here. Yeah, that's good to hear. For some reason, people don't join the Telegram chat. I mean, because I've sold way more courses than there are people in the Telegram chat. They should be like over 100 people in there already. But I guess, you know, I'm victim of my own success. You know, the course is too good. They don't need the VIP chat. They don't need my support. Not that I'm complaining. Great. If they don't need it, awesome. Like that means the course is working as intended. They could just, you know, keep on rolling through. Yeah. Because I did the email a couple of times in, like I did that blast, email blast, so that people join the Telegram chat. But you know, I guess people are shy or something. Well, if they need support, I'm sure they'll find the chat, right? they'll figure it out. Yeah. Few people try to get support one-on-one through email. I'm like, man, it would just take too long if I answer everybody through email one at a time. And then like embedding, you know, images and all that. Telegram is just so much better. And plus, a lot of times when somebody asks why I prefer people ask questions in Telegram, is that other students can help them out sometimes, right? Somebody who's already done it, they're like, oh, I've done this. I went to Binance and I set it up and I'm in like Canada, just do this and that. Versus me, where I have no access to Binance at all. So I have to kind of just like, you know, type like some kind of theoretical answer versus something I've done personally, right? So that helps also. And then sometimes, you know, a person asks a question and then other person has the same question and they see the answer. So I don't have to answer them twice or 3 times. Like, because there's like one little bug with the MetaMask and the whole use default thing, right? Which just popped up after I made the whole course. And I think like 8 people asked me the same question, because they just don't scroll up to see that another 7 people ask the same question. Like, you know, I mean, if there's gonna be like a lot of that, I can always pin the answer to the chat and be like, if you're, you know, having issues with the, you know, MetaMask permission thing, use default or something. I'll put it in the course eventually. I mean, the best thing I guess is to put it in the video, because everybody watches the video. So I'll have to like update the video. Maybe I'll make like a separate video, like a preface video where I just read the lesson description in the video to some slides, you know, and then people will definitely watch that. Even if they don't read the, you know, the description, they'll watch the description, I guess. We'll see. I mean, that's also in the queue. It's queued up. And I'm always like upgrading the course, updating it to be like more easy for people to read.
Can you just Can you just edit the video and just put like text over the top?
I mean, theoretically, people
might
should just
be-
read the lesson description.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, it's kind of there for a reason. But
Yeah.
you know, now in this day and age, people don't read; they just watch videos,
No.
and like
Yeah.
they don't care. So I'll have to like adapt my course somehow to counteract that.
Yeah.
You know, because
Instead of
like
redoing
I
the whole video. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, because otherwise, then the videos, like in the videos, I prefer to get to like the instructions, right? So that I don't waste
Mm.
people's time. But I guess I, you know, made it a little too easy to just, you know, switch to the next video, just watch that, try to do it, and then you know, if something doesn't work, you just ask in the chat, which is reasonable, I
Mm.
guess. But you know, if it's something that could easily be fixed, like use the default thing, yeah. It's all right. I'll just fix up the videos. Maybe I'll even splice in like a little piece into the video
Yeah.
where it says
Yeah.
like, you know, click the
Do
use
the-
default button, you know,
Do
and
the-
then bam, like done or whatever. But so far it's like maybe like 3 people asked me that, so it's fine. It's no issue. It's one sentence answer, so it's
Yeah.
okay. And plus, I like getting questions because it gives me feedback about the course and how people are doing, and then I can kind of take that feedback and you know tune up and optimize the course because it is evergreen. I'm gonna keep updating it because StellaSwap is not gonna stop. Like that's a 20-year project, so I'm good with that. I'm happy with my choice. That's for sure. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Anybody else have any questions, concerns, suggestions? Let's see who's in there. So we got Paul, Mike. Oh, see Monique is in there.
Hey, Vadim, I had one real quick,
Yep.
man.
Yeah.
Under the on the Pulsar, under the rewards, this is
Mhm.
probably a silly question, but what's the all natural mean there on the?
Yeah, that means all natural means there are no extra rewards. Basically,
Okay.
it's just whatever rewards you're getting paid from the liquidity pool, right?
Okay.
Because every time you get in, there's like 2 sets of rewards. Basically, there's
Mhm.
there's the pool. So if you just join the pool, like when you provide liquidity, you join the pool, right? And that's when you're getting just a portion of the fees generated by that pool, right? But then when you
Okay.
take the LP tokens and you stake those LP tokens into a farm, now you're getting those other rewards, the one in that column where it
Okay.
says you see like 10,000 glimmer a day, 3,000 Stella a day. Yeah, that goes on top of whatever fees you're getting from the
Well,
liquidity pool, like the liquidity fees basically. Yeah,
Okay.
that's like extra incentives. That's where that whole Moonbeam liquidity program comes in, where they basically like provide, let's say 2 million glimmer to distribute in like these pools, like these 4 pools or whatever, right? So this way they kind of attract the liquidity. Yeah. But yeah, on the Shroud is just like that's it. That's all you get, like meaning like, empty, naked, no other rewards except whatever you generate yourselves from the fees. Because in Pulsar, you can technically run any pool. You can even start one up yourself. Let's say you have like 2 tokens that you like and you want to earn, fees on them, right? So you just create a new pool of those 2 tokens. And if somebody uses that pool, you just get rewards. Yeah, you get the fees on that. Yeah, that's kind of, you can do that too. Doesn't have
So
to be
if I
like
like Bitcoin and Monero, I could do a pool on that.
technically, yeah, you're gonna have to get into the Discord and see how that works if they support that. But yeah, any token that they support basically, which is probably like an EVM compatible token, like because Moonbeam is an EVM kind of compatible parachain on Polkadot. That's the whole thing. It's like compatible with Ethereum. So yeah, any 2 tokens that you like, that you hold, and you want to provide liquidity, then great. Like you can just do that.
Cool.
Like yeah, it's like see that's where that community pools tab is in Pulsar. See?
Yep.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool. Like there's
Oh, right on. Okay.
yeah. There are people providing liquidity pools, yeah. Because the whole thing is decentralized. Anybody could do it. It doesn't matter. If you have the 2 tokens and you can provide enough liquidity, you can allow people to trade that. Right. And then you collect all the fees. If you're the only guy in the pool, guess what? You're taking all of it. Like all the fees, it's all yours. So that's how a lot of people made a lot of money. If they could guess what the next like hype token is, and then basically they're the only one on StellaSwap provided liquidity, and people pile in, they need to get it. Like bam, you could generate like thousands of dollars, in like a day. Yeah. Or I remember one time I made, I think from like $50, I made like $2,000 basically. because AUSD depegged, right, down to 17 cents because whatever, there's some kind of bug. And you know, and I bought like $2,000 worth of AUSD, you know, like with 50 bucks or something.
Nice.
and then I held it, and basically like the FUD passed, they fixed it, and it repegged to like 75 cents, you know. So like I made like crazy money on that. I was like, damn it, I should have gone in heavier, but it was a high risk thing. It was no like guarantee that would repeg to $1, right? And it didn't. It actually repegged to 70 cents. But you know, I was buying it like, I don't know, like 5 cents, 4 cents, you know, like per AUSD. I was like, all right, damn it. Oh, whatever. So it's not good to be greedy, you know. It's like you made 2K from 50 bucks, you know, you should be happy with that. Like
That's
then
a
you
good
start thinking,
day.
damn it, if I'd have put 1,000 into that, shoot,
Right.
I would have made like 40 grand. Damn it, in 10 minutes. The hell was I thinking? Yeah, but whatever. That's fine.
Nice.
It's fine. Yeah, sometimes you have those setups, which are like quick. I mean, you know, but yeah, the whole AUSD piece. Now they're like rebranding to ACED or something. I don't know. I prefer just, you know, USDC.WH. That's a solid one. USDT is good. Frax is good also for like if you want to keep it in stable coins. Yeah, Frax is more like a multi-collateralized crypto kind of stable coin. So they hold like a basket of different crypto securities, like different stable coins and whatever, and they kind of, you know, backed by that. USDT is basically backed by dollars, like straight dollars in offshore accounts, right? But you know, they're a little funny. They don't do like proper audits every month. But USDC is the most solid one. That one is like backed dollar to dollar in BNY Mellon Bank. So the money is definitely there. It's not fractional banking either. It's like dollar to USDC. None of that freaking, you know, oh, like we're going to print this much. No. Each USDC is backed by $1 in BNY Mellon account, you know, in treasuries, short-term treasuries. Yeah, so they're good. And they do monthly independent audits by some Swiss firm, like one of the big four, every month. So everybody knows that the money is there. Like, but you know, but USDT is the oldest stable coin, so they are native, so that's a plus. Like if you notice, USDC doesn't have that prefix like .wh. See, like USDC has .wh, that means wormhole. That means basically when you send USDT from your wallet into wormhole, right? The USDT stays in the wormhole bridge, and you get USDC. I mean USDC.wh, like their token, right? And then when you go the other way around, basically you give them USDC.wh, and they give you USDT on the other end and send that back to Ethereum. See, so that's kind of how it works. Yeah. See, when you do like routing, I mean, it works a little different. It kind of like places tokens right on the blockchain, you know, just keeping like a virtual track of what's where. But they don't actually hold the, you know, the token at all. That's why it's native. Yeah. So, you know, now there's a new stablecoin called D20. They're pretty good too. I think it's backed by ETH, but don't quote me on that. Yeah. See, like the new D20 Glimmer farm. Yeah, that's brand new. Yeah, .D20. That's another good, like nice, solid half stable farm. Yeah. And the APR is looking good too, man. 212%. I like that. See, because there's not many people in there still. There's only $76,000 in there. Right? Yeah. And the volume is pretty decent, 23K per day. Nice. I'm glad StellaSwap is making some money along with all the LPs. Yeah. All right. So let's see. How we doing with time? Yeah, I guess we got another half an hour, or you know, we can end it if nobody else has questions. It's up to you guys. I'll go for like a couple hours. It's fine. All right.
Very helpful, man. Thanks so much.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
I mean, I know all this stuff cold, you know, so it's like, it's fine. Whatever questions you guys have, there's nothing I can't really answer. And if I can, if it's like some kind of coding technical thing, I can always ask the StellaSwap team and I'll get the answer eventually. But I mean, you guys are not up to that point yet where it's like asking the super hard questions. I mean, there are no really hard questions unless you want to develop a platform like that on your own or something like that, you know, which I highly doubt you want to even bother with. Like, I didn't want to bother with that. I'll leave it to those guys there, you know. hardcore 24/7. I'm just selling, you know, the pickaxes and shovels by the side of the road to the gold rush. That's my goal. I'm that guy standing on the road, like shovels, you know, axes. Everybody, here you go with a big sign, you know, like tools. Those are the guys that made the most money actually in the gold rush. You know that, right? People who sold equipment, because it's guaranteed. Like the traders are basically like the gold miners, right? They're trying to make those big bucks. They're trying to like take the risks to get the gold, right? And I'm just the guy selling them the axes. I'm like, yeah, it's all good. I got it right here. I got my little, you know, 30-40% margin, like, but you make money all the time, right? You got your axes in there, you selling them, you're definitely making some. Definitely not going broke, that's for sure. And you're not risking yourself in the mines either, right? Like with the dynamite and whatever the hell they were doing over there, getting killed for some big rock of gold. And that's if you get lucky, right? Yeah. But then the people got really rich, I guess, were all the saloon owners, right? They took all the gold for the whiskey. That was their thing. Well, yeah, definitely not doing any of that. Yeah. That is like Axis. Yeah. I'm selling Axis. That's a good one. Yeah. Access to the shovels, right? The digital shovels and Axis. That's what I'm selling, which is even better. I don't need to manufacture my inventory. I already manufactured it over 4 years personally in my own office. Yeah, that's the beautiful thing about e-learning, man. You make it once and then, you know, you can just distribute it wide, globally. All right. Looks like we answered everybody's questions. Anybody else has anything they need help with? I mean, I'm always in the chat anyway in Telegram. So it's not like there's anything, you know, you can ask me here and not there. You can ask same questions in the Telegram chat. So it's all good. But I guess some people like the face-to-face format, right? It's like instills trust when it's not some faceless, like, you know, shadowy hacker behind the keyboard teaching you these things, which I'm most definitely not a hacker or faceless for that matter. You see my face right here? Yeah, it's like my you know, like marketing mentor said, you know, like in this day and age, you can't do the whole faceless selling anymore, right? People have to see you, people have to trust you, they should be able to get in touch with you. You know, even though like some people like privacy, nowadays privacy is considered weird. It's like, oh, what? He doesn't want to be on YouTube, he doesn't want to show his face, he doesn't do NMAs, he must be hiding something, or he must not be an expert, which is obviously false. Because I know my stuff cold, but that's not the issue at all. Like, I'm not concerned that you'll ask me a question that I don't know how to answer. I highly doubt that, right? It's more like I was always a private person. I always did offline business, so I was never really into like personal branding and marketing and all of this stuff. But you know, hey, see, I'm learning this stuff now. You guys are learning decentralized finance. I'm learning how to market in this day and age. That's the main thing you got to learn, I guess, nowadays. Marketing. Oh yeah, Danny. Yeah, thanks, Danny. Well, I mean, yeah, Spirit definitely checked me out like all the way. I mean, he literally helped me make the course, right? So like he was intimately involved in the creation of this whole thing. Like, I mean, he gave me like a 30-page Google Doc with all the fixes I needed to make for the course before I released it. All right. So I mean, come on. I don't think there's like a deeper level of access that I could have given to Professor Spira. Like, so he definitely like can put his, you know, stamp of approval on that. And plus, you know, Caleb Jones. Most of you guys know who that is, but I'm sure some people here know who Caleb Jones is. I mean, he personally trained me in like the course creation, marketing, and he checked everything out from his end. So I'm like double vetted by two big influencers and my personal mentors. So yeah, definitely no problem there. And then even if that's not the case, you know, yeah, well, I do practice on DHS and plus it's not like I'm advertising a system that's where I take your money. You know, I just educate people on using StellaSwap, which is the biggest exchange on Polkadot. So you don't have to trust me either way. I mean, you know, like, I guess, accept my expertise, which, you know, the course will demonstrate amply. Yeah. Getting in there. All right. So I guess we're all good with the questions. It's all right. We'll run another Q&A. Not this Saturday that's coming up because, you know, I'm going to be on air day, so that's not going to work out. But like the next Saturday after that, whatever that is, let's see. Let's see. So this, yeah, 31st. Yeah, so I guess like 5th or August, July 5th or August 5th, that is. Yeah, it's August coming up. Yeah, so like Saturday, August 5th, probably like at 2 p.m. You know, I usually do it like during the day. We'll run another one, and obviously I'll upload this replay to the Telegram chat, and you know, for people who like in a different time zone, had some issues, because you know it's always nice to let them see what kind of questions are being asked. All right, guys. So have a great evening.
Thank
luck
you.
with the course.
Appreciate it.
No problem. Yeah, I'm gonna be in the Telegram chat, so take care then. You're welcome.
All right. Thanks
I'll
again,
still answer
Vadim.
questions. Yeah. So
Thank
don't
you.
worry.
Yeah.
All right,
Thanks very
everybody.
much. Bye.
Take
See you
care.
next time.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye.